Hello Neighbor is an extremely broken game, and the chances that you encounter zero glitches in your playthrough is next to zero. This is the most broken game I have ever played in my life. It's impressive how often they occur. And while it makes the game more difficult to complete, this is great for me. I love hunting down softlocks in games, and Hello Neighbor is full of them. And if you're new here, or you don't know, a softlock is a situation in a video game where the game remains running and playable, but the player is unable to progress further, rendering the game unbeatable. And in order to keep this video from being 40 hours long, I have a couple of rules I want to go over. First of all, pretty simple rule, no mods allowed. And secondly, we can only use each softlock method once. Honestly, with Hello Neighbor, you can pretty much assume that everything in this video will work everywhere in the game. I cannot overstate how horribly broken the game is. An example of this kind of softlock would be in the beginning section of Act 1. After chasing our ball down the street, we're shown a cutscene of the neighbour locking his basement door with a red padlock. This indicates to us, the player, that we probably need a red key to progress, and after he pulls a section 2 on a child, we're spawned at the beginning of the game. And the red key that we need is in the second floor of the neighbour's house. Once we traverse our way to the top, we can pick up the key and make our way to the door. Or we could stand a little too close to the adjacent wall and throw the key away into the void forever, leaving us unable to complete the act. This happens because the red key's hitbox extends past the wall in the throwing animation, making it so that when we let go of the key, it's clipped into the next room. And this works with every wall and every single item in the game for the entirety of the game. And if you're wondering where the red key went, it's in this section of the second floor that we have no access to and is just there for cosmetic reasons. You know, to make the house look more like a house. But technically, this isn't a softlock yet. If you're familiar with Hello Neighbor speedruns, you'll know of a technique called a TV skip. This skip uses a TV and the basement door to completely bypass the first segment of Act 1. If you position the TV outside the door, crouch, then run forward and jump as your hitbox collides with the TV, you'll be flung forward through the door, hitting the trigger that progresses the game to the next segment. This kind of makes throwing the red key through the wall useless, as it's a pretty easy glitch to trigger, but there is a way past this to still softlock ourselves fully. Remember when I said every single item could be thrown through any wall in the game? Yeah, we can spend an obscene amount of time throwing every single item, including the red key, into inaccessible areas of the map, leaving us with absolutely no way of unlocking the door and no way of glitching through it without restarting the game. And since dying in Hello Neighbor doesn't reset any items, we are completely softlocked and unable to progress. Just outside the window with the red key, there's a red orb just floating. The missing script is an Easter egg only accessible in the very first portion of Act 1. It is in other places in the game, but in Act 1, it teleports the player below the map to a white box with large numbers attached to it. When you're done falling through it, you respawn to the front of your own house. This is also the case for any items that you throw into the missing script. It also makes this horrible sound when you enter it, and I had to hear it way too many times while making this video. It was horrible. What's strange about all this though, is that when we get past the cutscene and begin the actual game, an invisible wall is blocking our entry to the missing script, but we can still throw items through this invisible wall. This is odd because every other invisible wall in the game won't let you throw items through it. So if we just ignore the missing script and throw the red key, the magnet, and every other item in the level, we're left completely stuck and have absolutely no way to progress the game. I think this is a good time to explain some of the main glitches in the game that we're going to be using for the rest of the video.
Item launching.
Item launching is the most prevalent in the game, and extremely easy to trigger by accident. It uses the same premise as the TV skip I showed earlier, and basically all you have to do is run into an item and jump. Sometimes you don't even have to jump, you just have to be running at, like, anything. Oh well, that wasn't even on purpose. No way. And you'll be sent flying in a random direction. Sometimes not very far, and other times game-crashingly far. It's a super easy glitch to pull off, and in the process of beating the game, I must have encountered it over 100 times by accident. It's unavoidable. But what's so fun about this glitch is that we can use it in nearly every section of the game to skip portions of gameplay. Like in Act 2 when we just use an item fling to clear the fence. triggering the end cutscene, and even to softlock ourselves by clipping through walls with enough velocity, such as the passenger section of the tram in Act 3, leaving us completely stuck. I did not think I would... What? I was trying that stupid bear trap thing that I don't think works in the final release, and if it does, I'm just terrible at it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna run at the door with the box and try glitch in, and it actually worked. Oh my god. Wait, let me just get rid of this. And get rid of this. So now we have no chance of leaving. Nothing to glitch off. Oh my god, and we can't get to the control panel. Perfect. Well, I also just want to add, when I was attempting the glitch in Act 2 for footage, I was trying to get it with this box, but when I turned around after a failed attempt to get back in position, I accidentally hit it using a different item I didn't even mean to run into. That's how common the glitch is. It's crazy. An interesting use case for this glitch involves the missing script. If we veer off course in the beginning of Act 1, pick up a bin bag, and place it at the foot of the missing script, we can use this to fling ourselves into the missing script with much higher velocity than usual, causing us to respawn super far away near the border of the map. This happens because our velocity is preserved from the trash fling, and when we do respawn, it flings us as far as the velocity will allow. There's a total of 6 different outcomes that can occur when attempting this softlock, and shout out to Just a Guy YouTube for documenting and testing each method in a random YouTube comment. The first outcome is failing the fling and just falling through the missing script like normal, which doesn't leave us softlocked. The second possible outcome is both cutscenes in Act 1 triggering at once, which can potentially leave your game stuck on a black screen, forcing you to restart the entire game. While I was able to get both cutscenes to play at once... No, we got the same thing! It's so loud! Guys, chill out. This game is... I wasn't able to get the black screen to trigger, so... The third possibility is just barely flinging yourself outside the bounds of the missing script white box, causing you to fall indefinitely, leaving you softlocked, or falling until the game crashes. No, the game crashed! Ah. You could also potentially fling yourself directly into the floor by accident, just killing you, and causing the game to reload due to fall damage death detection, so it just plays the cutscene. The most common outcome though is overdoing the trash fling, launching yourself way outside of the skybox, and crashing the game. And finally, you could fling yourself almost perfectly, but get stopped by the invisible wall by the road, which is common enough too. So I might be able to spawn outside the map, please. Nope, not oh! Well, I did hit the invisible wall. Huh. But if you're lucky enough and do it correctly, you'll bypass that invisible wall and spawn on the outside of the map, allowing you to explore places you generally wouldn't be able to. And with no way back in, and no way to trigger the cutscene to start the game, we're completely softlocked. Also, in relation to getting out of bounds, I found this softlock by accident. In my first playthrough of the game, I wasn't even looking for softlocks at this point, I was just trying to beat it, like, to get familiar with the game to start searching for softlocks, and I have absolutely no idea what caused it. I was somehow stuck between 2 invisible walls near the edge of the map, and I couldn't escape, no matter what I did. I have absolutely no idea why this happened. I was in awe, to be honest. I mean, that was like 2 minutes into the game. Which is perfect for the video, but wow. This game is really broken, guys. I mean, I can't overstate the state of this game. It is... This is its full release too. Another accidental softlock I found in the beginning of Act 3 honestly blew me away with how broken this game can get. While waiting for the letter that allows you to continue the game, I was attempting to use the TV fling to get out of the apartment because I could see that there was definitely some space back there and you generally can't ever go into it, making it a potential softlock. But while I was attempting that, I realised that the letter item had physics. Why? Why would it have physics? I don't know. But this was huge, because it meant I could potentially move the item by throwing something at it, until it was completely inaccessible to me. With the letter item already being so volatile, I was pretty confident that I could do this quickly. And after just a few attempts to get it to go somewhere interesting, the letter just completely clipped through the floor, leaving me fully stuck in the room, as there was no other way to progress this section. In speedruns, you used to be able to pick up the letter before it came through the door, because its hitbox was predetermined in the room. But in the full release, that doesn't work. After figuring out the letter softlock, I went back to what I was doing and started to attempt the TV fling again. But I started to notice something weird. Is it getting bigger? Or am I tripping? Why is it bigger? Guys, I genuinely thought I was losing my mind, but this is 100% way bigger than it was when I started. What's interesting too is that the light emitted from the TV changes with the length, and I thought I was going crazy. After doing some research, I found out that that's just something the TV does sometimes. And you know, that's normal for this game. But now I can watch my favorite YouTuber in a full 8000 by 40 resolution. Thanks for watching. Bye.